We are.
Penn State.
We are, I guess, Penn State. No, we're not Penn State. Hey, guys. Hey, Robin. Hey, Karen and Mama Ricky. How are y'all? It's good to see you. Black Dragonfly, better late than never. We went, I don't know between how long you have to wait for a table and how long it takes on a Friday night to get your food. I've about come to the conclusion it's just not worth it. But we had an amazing time. We were, you know, hanging out with family, and that's always good. But here we are. What's up with you guys? Apparently, it was a pretty eventful day, so that I saw. I didn't see anything. I was out, but people have been having me chuckling about some of the... Someone taking a shadoo's live on a... The nasty skank she is. Look at this. Why is it doing that? That's not very ladylike. Right? I'm like, oh, Lord. Hey, chicklets. I was like, no, y'all are lying. You're lying. She's not doing that. And it was like, well, she is a stray animal, it appears. Karen's in here. Karen is always out there doing the Lord's work. We've talked about this before. If you've been trolled by Karen, you have been trolled by the best. She's like an old school troll. She just assimilates or whatever until people get annoyed with her.
That was some great BS, baby. I mean,
oh, that I did, or that we heard about Karen?
all of it together. But you know
Thank
what?
you. You're so sweet. Thank you, Mama Ricky.
Karen's about time that Karen has her own channel. I mean, she's getting talked about almost every day.
Well, yeah, Karen was like, said that over there on the apology train, hey, Clancy, that they were saying that back in the day, Karen and Randy were like Facebook buds, like from the beginning, like OG YouTube, which of course they are, because Karen and Loretta and the rest of these beautiful people are fucking awesome people.
But then,
and
I thought about that, but it's like, but if then Karen was over there modding for TT, what's it say? She chose TT over Randy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just there's
which is a interesting way to look at who would be.
Chickens.
Ooh, that was more of a pun at Randy, not Karen. So don't think that was about you, Karen.
I'm gonna go change my pants.
Yeah, please do.
I just put the chickens away, and it looked like one of them went poo poo on me.
And it's pouring down rain.
It's pouring. I think they're happy that I told them to get in.
But like, okay, so we were talking about you beautiful people that are in here. More or less, most of you have probably been in here since Sean and I first came out together. Some of you even before that, either with him or with me or whatever. It's been a while, but that's why I was saying, when you look at the people that we have grown together with, you know, it's weird that some of the other OG people can't get along with people that they used to get along with. Hey, Presley. It's kind of a weird way to think of it, but it's like, yeah, we know that she's a good friend to be friends with on Facebook because we are friends with her.
Did you hear Storm?
Storm bitched at you.
Storm.
I like your t-shirt.
You like that? I'm showing off all my Dallas Maverick attire.
Yes. Exactly. You're number one correct, Robin. So, I mean, I don't know, like, what the latest and the greatest was, but should Sean's ears have been burning?
Yeah, a little. What's been going on with that?
I don't know. People have been...
Normally, if my ears are burning, in that there's a lot of shiza being thrown on the strasse.
Well, hey, Colleen, I heard that there was, like, a Dr. Phil thing reviewed for the 50,000th time, and then Avita.
Who reviewed it? Her?
Yeah. So the problem with Avita is because we would totally like review it. A couple people suggested that, but she's the only one that has the full copy, and she keeps that shit on private because she's such a weirdo.
Remember?
She probably goes and watches it.
Hi, I'm Avita. How are you?
Sean was like, okay, Avita. I was like, oh my God, Sean just said, okay, Avita.
So I finally saw that, because I lived it. I was there in it, but I never really saw it, you know? Mm-hmm. There was a time, like, in the middle of it when I went, arr.
Yeah, it was, she's like, don't. And he was
she's like, just get out of here. And I went, arr,
Yeah, it was. But that's the main reason. If anyone has a copy of it, hey Andy, that's good. Andy's been meaning. I want to make sure this is the real Andy, right? Let me go to the channel because I don't just freaking give anyone. Oh, okay, there we go. For those of you who don't know, I can't make him a mod on the iPad. This is cousin Andy. It's Sean's cousin, my cousin. And some of you that are watching don't know that, but some of you do. If any of TT's trolls are in here, you're believing anything that Tramp's saying. Sean is saying about Sean, she's a pathological liar. And if you're believing you're a psycho and you're a psycho. And so it must have been something fairly incredible.
Yeah, and it must be that she's got enough new people in there or whatever.
Is it the same old bullshit about DV and all that? Is it the normal cycle? If it's the normal cycle, then we're going to be getting to the epic meltdown soon.
Well, thank you there, Mama Ricky. Says, damn, Sean, you're looking hotter without the hat. What do you think, baby? Do you concur?
I think you look good without that. I think you look good no matter what. Yeah. But yeah.
Thank you very much.
I don't see how a grown ass adult would sit on the shitter and go live. Unless your shtick was that you're a total fucking basket case.
Yeah, and I think that's where they're at with it. Hey, but anyway, so I was coming in and you guys were talking about an apology stream.
Yeah, I think, and I have had to ask because you know how we are. We don't have facts. We just fly with it. I get word of mouth. But I think
get all our facts from y'all, so that's
like
why I mean, they're insulting you guys because you're our fact finders.
A Sin Natasha apology, from what I understand. And it's about time that they apologize to Sin. I don't know Natasha from anybody. So
if Wendy didn't do this, if Wendy didn't go on and say, guys, I need to apologize because that thing between Randy and Sin's friendship was none of my fucking business, and I shouldn't have carried on and on and on and on. You know, what she said is secondary. The fact that she stuck her nose in where it didn't belong is the main thing, the main takeaway. Did she say that? Did she say, I'm sorry I stuck my nose in there?
Yeah.
If not,
then it's always they talk about people being wash, rinse, repeat. That's their apologies are always that. It's always, you know.
But they do it about once a year.
Come here.
It's like a spring cleaning thing. About once a year or once every 18 months, you get an apology stream.
But
what other channel has routine annual apology streams? I can't think of one. Well, I can think of one.
Well, yeah, not really.
But.
And then, like, when Karen said, Randy, you're okay. Wendy, I can't stand you. And Wendy goes, you don't even know me. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We know you. Trust me.
Yeah.
We know you.
I mean, how are we not supposed to know you? You never show anything other than we don't see you physically. All we see is your voice, your sanctimonious voice on Randy's, as Randy's sidekick. So what more do we need to know? Maybe if you showed us you outside touching grass or like going to a movie or just anything else, but to sit there and go, you don't know me. We know enough.
We know enough. And it's not just solely us that say that you are ridiculously pretentious. It's not, and if you don't mean it to be that way, if that's just the way that you talk, then you need to realize that you're just a bullshit artist like the rest of us and subject to criticism.
Would be okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I think the biggest thing that you have to learn, the biggest number one thing you have to learn is don't take this or yourself seriously.
It's always been the slogan. Don't take it that seriously.
This YouTube drama community, Boyd coming in, Troll Avenue, whatever community coming in is always this is a slow troll most of the time.
You're right. The whole community is a long troll.
It's really a long, slow troll. And sure, Mandi and I will come on here and we have our chickens. That's our thing. You see our chickens. When you guys donate to the page, it really it improves our chickens and now our cockatiels and dog and cat's life. But when we sit there and talk about drama, the only time it really got a little bit more than just fun is when people take themselves too seriously and start going real life.
Yeah.
I don't care where you are. I don't care who you are or what's going on. I mean, I've heard recently that a group of YouTubers had a
Hey,
channel
Wilson.
and they doxed somebody's daughter recently.
Oh yeah. There is a the recently, and I'm gonna say who it was. It was on a panel that was AK and Alex. They doxed Anna Nicole's daughter who was underage when the picture that they found. In that picture, she was underage, and they put it on their live stream.
Why?
That is bullshit.
Why? I mean, when you do that, that is not, all of a sudden, that is not like a YouTube tough thing to do. It means you're losing your grip.
Yep.
When you can't come on there with merit and talk about bullshit and troll people and throw stuff up, when you start having to involve family and family members, you're losing. You're slipping when that happens. And I don't care who you are. It's like, nah.
No.
Can't do that. That's fucking bullshit.
That's total bullshit. I want nothing to do with that because it's been done to me. It's been done to Sean. It's been done to everybody, and it's bullshit.
And what happens when it's done to people?
So the people that were on that panel that supported it and that are okay with it, you aren't people we want to deal with.
No. I mean, I think after we've all been here for a bunch of years, that's the one thing. I mean, when they were calling our family and calling charities and doing this, you've seen it now 18 months later. The panel, the Sam and them, they're exposed for what they are. It's like, okay, what is that supposed to be? Tough? Are that supposed to be a scare tactic? When people go to doxing and going real life like that, they show that their hand's been exposed and they're slipping. That I'm gonna show their daughter.
Yeah.
Then they'll think I'm tough and scary. No, we just think you're not
anyone
legit.
that I thought I knew that does that, and I just want you to know that when that picture was taken of her daughter, she was underage.
Right.
So that's fucked up. I've seen the screenshot. I know it was shown. I know when it was shown. We know when it was shown. It's bullshit.
Why? I mean, so you're watching a live stream and you're hearing people go after each other and this and that. And then all of a sudden they say, well, here you go. Here's this person's daughter. Or here's this person's mother. Or here's whatever. Here's where they work, let's say. What do they think? I got them now. That's a gotcha moment. I gotcha. Don't mess with me. The rest of the people that have been here for a while is like, they got nothing else to do.
Well, it shows that they're in cahoots with Sam because that's a Sam
that's
move.
One thing. That's a Sam move. And the rest of the world is learning not to do that.
So y'all found your people.
Yeah, found your people.
That's your girl. So ride with her. I was too, Karen. I was really, it was hard for me to believe that she was on a panel that was doing that, but she was. It's
like when you see that over yonder, when you see a couple channels going after each other and you're kind of on the fence, it's like, ooh, listen to, and I'm not going to say any names or whatever. It could be anybody. And you're saying, oh, listen to that side. And, and you're kind of neutral about everything. And then one side pulls the dox. You're like, oh, fuck you for that. It's like, oh, well.
When I see shit like that, I'm in disbelief, especially if it's someone that I really had a lot of, I don't know, I didn't think would do that.
Did they ever say why they did it? Or was it just because they were mad?
I don't know why they did it. I just saw the screenshot. It was her underage daughter. I saw that it was shown. I saw who was on the panel.
Right.
That's all I need to know.
But I mean, like, was it in a context of saying something that they did on YouTube? I mean, what was the purpose?
I don't know.
Is it just to...
I don't know. It was AK and Alex calling.
And it was Anna Nicole's kid, right?
Anna Nicole's daughter.
That's not a gotcha moment. It's not. It's not a troll. It's not even fierce. It's just, I don't even want, it's just kind of a beta move. It really is. It means you don't got anything else to do.
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed in that, I'll say. And I was like, yeah, no can do.
I mean, I guess they get a few people in circles of here and there that go, oh my God, they.
Well, it's an intimidation tactic.
Right.
We'll do it to you.
Right, we'll
Watch
do it to
this. Get in line or we'll do it to you.
But that's what, those of us content creators that have been here for a while, we've all been doxxed.
Yeah.
So all of us have, and our families have been put on blast. And so we're sitting there looking at that, at when that goes
Yep.
to another YouTuber that's trying to have kind of a come up or whatever, or I don't know what they're trying to establish. It's not like you're establishing yourself as a doxer. You're establishing yourself as
A weirdo.
a bitch move.
Yeah.
It really is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But and that's it. It was surprising.
It was disappointing.
But it was disappointing. But when you notice who they're rallying with and who they're on and whose chats they're in, it makes sense. And you know what's the other thing? Like Telfer is like, I got them because I've brought them to my level.
There you go.
I've brought them right to me. So now when something else happens to them, she's like, well, just, we'll just dox it. It's like she got you. She pulled you straight down to her level. And she's sinking.
Yeah.
Right? I'm the numbers guy. Numbers don't lie. Look at her numbers. Look at the people that are still tuning in. It's a lot less than it used to be, and a lot of those people are tuning in for what people tune into shit shows for, to watch grown ass people shit show.
Well, she spins her wheels. She gets on there and starts talking, and she's like spinning and spinning and spinning. Most of the time, it's not making a whole lot of sense. She's one sentence to the next, contradicting herself. It's just it's unbelievable.
I want to know something. If somebody's leaning in here and you're talking to Telfer, is she still telling you that she's got some kind of clout or some kind of pull in Florida or something like that? Remember when she used to do that shit?
She used to say that her daddy brother, the attorney and the judge, were able to do this, that, and some of the other, that they were a phone call away, that they could do whatever. Tell you what. Why don't you have one of them draw up on their legal letterhead a cease and desist and serve it right to us? You have our address.
Yep.
Do it.
Do it.
Put it right there on the top of it. Your brother's name on the legal letterhead. Actually, I think it might. Either one.
Either one.
Dad
It
or
doesn't
whatever.
matter.
Draw up a cease and desist. I will frame it, put it right here behind me, and I'll never say another
And here's
word.
the thing, too. It's because I have a feeling that right now, you know when people like look at their watch for the date, not for what time it is. You know when people like look at their watch to tell you if it's Wednesday or to tell you if it's what. I think that right about now, Sam Telfer is probably feeling it a little. No, I don't know that 100, but the little birdies that have been floating around and saying, talking of letterheads and paperwork and stuff like that, I think she's probably getting that about now.
Yeah, and don't send it on a fake ass letterhead, because I'm gonna call the law firm and make sure it's real. So, like I said, girl, you got my address. You put it in that other bullshit. Go ahead and put it on a cease and desist. Yeah. Well, I think that she really just started to identify herself as also being part of this legal community that her dad and her brother are.
Right, yeah.
She wanted to disassociate herself from what she truly was involved in, and somehow kind of mold herself to this. Like that she was too a legal whiz. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. Sam, you're not. You don't have a law degree. You're not even very good at it. For a long time,
you
people
don't win in
believed
court.
No.
That's the thing. I wonder if she hangs her hat on lying to a judge about Arabia. I wonder if that's because that is a dub with an asterisk next to it, because you lied. You had to go back and tell your girlfriend you won your case because you lied to the judge and said you were having sex with somebody that you weren't. But besides that, I'm trying to think, can anybody in here think of any case? She talks a lot about winning. She speaks on going to court, but she hasn't won. She hasn't won anything.
If someone takes her to court because she owes them money, which is pretty much like, whatever, she will find some loophole so she doesn't have to pay him. And maybe one or several cases that she was able to do that. Beyond that, she can't win anything.
She's not.
She's not.
And I think that, I don't know. I think maybe the people that are still riding with her, like honestly riding with her, are hoping to be proven that we're being proven wrong. I mean, they've gone all in. Sam doesn't give back to the community either. That's another thing that I want you to look at. I mean,
interesting.
Sam's trying to sell merch. She sells memberships. She gets the super chats. You don't see her returning that anywhere else most of the time. We have to remember as content creators here that you guys are generous to us sometimes, but on the other hand, you have to be generous back.
And generous is even your time, like your time that it takes to come in here and to watch us and interact with us.
That's right.
I pinned that I know, how's that working? I'm looking at your comments. So there's some, I'm going to go back to the one about the game. I didn't miss it, Gigi, but it's a lot of adopted kids are runners. She will never make connections with people on a meaningful level because she was abandoned as a child. That's insightful.
That is, and
that's
and
insightful.
Sam's a runner. I saw that first one, which reminds me of that Billy Squire song. Y'all, she's a runner. Love that song. You guys know what I'm talking about? Billy Squire song, She's a Runner. Anyway, probably not talking about Sam, but maybe.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't think the tramp is ever going to change. She has made a fool of herself, and she has no respect or values for herself. She needs to move on and leave Sean alone. Her lies will bite you. Presley's talking about the beast. But this is interesting because...
Love you, Presley!
Because today Al did a stream. I don't know if you saw the top of it. And it talked about Sam's, and I don't want to quote it wrong, but something like unnatural attachment to TT.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I wish that I had watched. Y'all know that we were back and forth with Al, but that intrigued me. We were just too busy to watch. We were on the run.
Yeah, we had a lot of shit going on today. Because we too were runners.
Yeah.
We too were running.
Yeah, it's what is her. Yeah. So the point with like the law thing, that to me is, it's people being scared of it are done.
Yeah.
Right? Because let's say that she actually gets her brother to, or whoever it is, to service with a cease and desist. It's not, who's going to be intimidated by it?
Right.
Nobody.
We're in a community that we went through.
They love that song.
It's a great song, dude. It might be my favorite Billy Squire song. I mean,
Karen.
Other than like when he opens his shows, he'll open with Emotions in Motion or Everybody Wants You, or and not even The Stroke. That'll be in the middle of it. But if you ever see a Billy Squire concert, he'll do all the pomp and circumstance, and then da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na, everybody wants you. That's a song that he wrote for Mandi.
Billy Squires wrote me a song. I've started today. I was humming. Andy said,
She's
"Great
like,
song."
She's like, Billy Squire wrote me a song.
No, but I've been singing that REO Speedwagon song all day.
So Andy, let's go back. REO Speedwagon, what do you think of when you hear, or anybody in the chat? I just know that sitting in a lot of nostalgia going through my head. Andy knows why right now, about the 70s and 80s, and sitting back listening to when we would sit there in New York and listen to MTV in the early 80s when there was only about 12 videos. And REO Speedwagon.
You said MTV videos.
Yes. It was Paradise Theater album by Styx. It was High Infidelity, 81, I think.
High Infidelity was the name of the song?
High Infidelity from REO Speedwagon.
Let me see.
So, we know that era, right? Because
Heard it from
Keep
a
On
friend.
Loving You, Take It on the Run. That's Heard It From a Friend. Take It on the Run, In Your Letter, all those songs. And so I said, REO Speedwagon to Mandi, and she goes, yeah. They're the ones that have, they're like the one-hit wonders, can't fight that feeling. And I was like, girl, you need a
Clancy's like, I'm more into guys like Ernest Tubb and Waylon Jennings. Right on.
Mm-hmm.
I like that too. Today we were at the restaurant because, I'll start a conversation with anybody. I was trying to be good, but me and the lady waiting for we started talking. She was an office manager. Oh, thank you, Chicklets. I found Foodie Beauty in 2021. Then I stumbled into YouTube Underground, which then led me to Sam. I just believed everything she said because I didn't know anymore or the history. There's probably others. There's a lot of others. There's a lot of them in my DMs right now. That
Mandi and I, you see what comes into our chat. We don't have these huge numbers. We don't have the biggest channels, but Mandi and I have been here. For 6-7 years doing YouTube, maybe more. That's why a lot of people, whenever, especially when Sam fucks with them, they come to us and they ask what we know. Rogue Mod was one. Someone that had a Rogue Mod come to us. We're just relevant when it comes to the old DC because we probably talked to and hung out with almost anybody. But especially when Telfer gets, starts fucking with somebody, there's a pretty fair to middling chance they're going to come find us. They're going to reach out to us.
And she's a pain in the ass. She'll call everybody you know. She'll do everything, whatever. But what she won't do is have you arrested. She won't take your job from you. Anything that she threatens as far as that goes is not going to happen because nobody is doing anything criminal against her. No. She thinks that people are going to get arrested because they talk shit on the internet. That's never, ever going to happen. It's never going to happen. It's just not. So, but before the chiclet, what were you saying right before the chiclets thing?
About REO Speedwagon?
No.
That was the song I was thinking about,
to the
Andy.
lady. Do y'all remember the band Alabama way back when, the country band? The office manager for the heavy set one,
the lead singer.
Was there, and we were talking about, hey, Jocelyn, it's good to see you. We were talking about the songs and what she saw. And
live from South America. Are you still down there, Joss?
Mama Ricky, I used to love MTV and VH1 until they stopped the music videos to focus on fucked up reality shows and pointless game shows. It's weird.
There's a lot of people in their 50s and 60s that when they think about MTV and what MTV's become, they're like, it's a tragedy.
Gigi Marie, it says, did Sean cry over my basketball game news? I want him to be jealous. Drop the names of the teams again. I did want him to know. I'd have to scroll too far back up. Put it back in here.
Am I ever going to cry about this?
It's probably something that you wanted to see. Look at Karen on the links.
Look at that.
What is she dropping?
But yes, Andy put don't let him go. That's how that.
Oh, Mama Ricky's link.
That leads High Infidelity. The first song is called Don't Let Him Go. You ever heard me playing that one? So you think, that you've got him all figured out. He's a sweet talking stud who can melt talk girls' heart with his pout. He's the kind of lover that the ladies dream about. Woo! He's hot.
Sawyer's like, Dad barked. He barked just now.
She's going to the Thunderverse Magic.
Hey, Melinda,
next Thursday.
It's so good to see you. Melinda, I got some tiny clips that I'm going to put together and put on the channel.
Josh, be quiet about the Celtics, okay?
Thunder versus the Mavericks next Thursday. She's going to.
I know. I am jealous about that. So I'm a Mavericks fan.
Same
the Mavericks, Boston's beating everybody, but
thank you, Mama Ricky, for having Sean's back.
The Boston Celtics have won the most games in the last 5 years and don't have a championship.
Really?
Yeah, so they're good, but I think Luka and the Mavericks are gonna jump up a couple notches.
You think Luka's gonna save the world? You think there's nothing Luka can't do?
It was funny because
thank you, Mama Ricky. Listen real quick. Mama Ricky did it. Karen dropped the link. Mama Ricky had your back doing a live stream saying that it was bullshit about the stuff that was said about you.
Thank you.
We really do
appreciate that. Appreciate all y'all. Kay says, go Dallas now. Kay, I am a Dallas Mavericks fan, not a Cowboys fan, but the Mavericks. So we're listening to the State of the Union last night a little bit. We were at my parents' house. Y'all see the State of the Union. Have to say Biden was pretty good. And he was talking about made in America, this in America, blah America. And I turned to everybody and I go, my favorite basketball player's from Slovenia. And my dad was like, shut up.
Nobody knew what to say. It was like, it was, we did stay to watch that. And I was like, I don't know how many I've ever seen of any of them. The Rangers. Black Dragonfly, Slovenian.
Yes. Well, Luka Doncic. I got to get the jerseys now. And I'll tell that story before I get them. So I'm living in Texas, and I'm generally an Atlanta fan. And so Trae Young was drafted. Actually, what happened is, the Atlanta Hawks drafted Luka, and then they traded him for Trae Young, which, Trae Young's a hell of a player, no doubt. But Luka is probably, of that draft, is the man. And so I'm living in Texas with Mandi, and I knew that Trae Young was having a great year. And I was like, who is this Luka Doncic motherfucker? How can he? And then I started watching the Mavericks, and I was like, oh, he's, in my opinion, the baddest player in the league right now. And I immediately, and Andy will tell you, I'm pretty loyal, right? I'm pretty loyal to Georgia and Atlanta and all those teams. Luka Doncic drew me straight into being a Dallas Mavericks fan. And I have been ever since. So.
Hey, Sin, it's good to see you. Yeah. He would probably vote for him for president or
Yep.
any other public office if Luca, who's like 20 years old, something like that.
24.
24. He's a millionaire many times over at 24. So it's good to see you, Sin. Clancy, thank you. Clancy said, in all the years I've been around, I've never thought Sean was abusive to her at all. It's this the cycle that continues. When there's new people, she'll get on it until they, learn the truth, and then she'll wait for the next cycle. Is this the one that
This
you
is
just
the one.
got?
So here's Black Dragonfly. Here's his Slovenia uniform. And this was from his EuroLeague. This is his EuroLeague uniform. So
Yeah, it's the same BS. She was the only abuser, mentally abused, and sometimes I just think for a hot minute she's gonna move on and stop talking about him and maybe get herself a whole ass life. And as long as she keeps making a fool out of herself, it becomes a relevant topic for you to review. But it just when you think she might actually go get herself a whole new start, then she starts her bullshit again. And it's like, whatever, you're going to look like a moron again. You're going to lose more friends.
yep.
Friends that they are.
So these are my graded Luca cards. See? Mandy's like, let him have his moment.
Oh, I'm like, I don't know who we're talking. Who's
Luca.
Who wants to see it though?
I don't know. Well, I know Black Dragonfly wants to see it.
I just didn't know.
She's like, nobody wants to see that.
I didn't say that.
But anyway, he's my
Al
guy.
triggered the flip. Okay, so that's what got it going. But what? That's so funny. No, she's mentally abused, neglected her kids, and and I don't know why she doesn't think that not everyone knows that, right? I mean, she can say this and that, and I watch and I do this and I have this, but what doesn't make any sense is like Sean's not posting or talking or anything.
No.
Sean, it's like, so, I mean, you can come for me and that's fine. Trust me. But Sean is the stupid one because he's not even.
What are you doing? Brown.
Yeah, he's like, Sean's like, I'm going to keep changing the subject until we don't talk drama.
No, me. Yeah, I know.
He runs against baseball cards or whatever it is. So
Josh is obsessed with our background. That's cool.
thank you. It's like it's from Home Depot. They like sticks on. It showed you what it looks like all the way around the camera shot. You would be like thinking that it was tacky, but that's okay.
And the dogs, Andy says, totally an abuser.
Has anyone seen Sunny lately? The cattle print dog. Has anyone seen Sunny? Because I hope that Sunny's okay. And at least the thumbnail in our picture is Sawyer Brown and Lily. Lily has the wings and Sawyer Brown's in the picture too. Mm-hmm. That was his original Shih Tzu. So, original in adulthood. Oh, cats are fighting.
It's okay.
The other, MTV, how many of you are close in my age or a little younger and were not allowed to watch MTV when you were young?
This is fairly amazing. I mean,
I wasn't allowed to watch MTV.
We have a 10-year age difference, and sometimes I talk about movies, from the 80s. Well, she was 2. But even in the 90s, she was like, well, I wasn't allowed to watch any of that.
I wasn't allowed to watch any of that.
You know what they say, when mom and dad don't let you watch movies and stuff, you figure out a way to watch them.
Yes. Angel Eyes, thank you. I really, really do appreciate that.
Thank you.
Oh my God, did the tramp actually sit on the shitter saying she ate gummies and then claim they were laxatives? God, who knows? I heard that it was a live feed from the bathroom. We were navigating the rainy streets to try to get back her.
We were from the street. So Mandy and I went over and took my dad to dinner tonight and visited. Because Madre is out of town doing some stuff with some friends. So, Dad's in his 80s. So between his 3 boys that all live around, we go over there and make sure that he's, got some company and stuff like that.
And we go out to eat good food.
But I say this, Angel Eyes on me. I appreciate your comment. I go once a day, and I don't say this to be corny. Once a day, I'll see an image of Mandy, or like I'm looking at her now and I can see her. She looks really good, like on the screen. And I say, just fucking pinch me, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe that this woman loves me like this. It's unreal to me.
It's the same for both of us. He's so much better with words. You know, I always say that. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
He's my best friend, my lover, and my forever. Mama Ricky said he wasn't allowed to watch HBO after a certain hour, but I snuck out to the living room. Remember when the only thing that came on that was juicy was Real Sex on HBO? Do y'all remember back in the day? It was like documentaries of different things, and it was called Real Sex. Oh. And that was pretty much as raunchy as it got.
No, I remember the Playboy channel, and when you're a teenager and you know you're looking at. So do you guys remember you've got your TVs, right? Say people that are in their 50s, say that you graduated high school from between 84 and 89, right? That age group. And we had the TVs and then you put the cable box on it, right? And you had to turn the TV on channel 3. And right? And then the cable box.
This is funny.
And if you turned it on and if you put your TV on channel 2, it would move everything on the cable box down one. So I remember the Playboy channel was, and this was Carly Lane.
I didn't even know there was a Playboy channel.
This was Mom and Dad's room in Carly Lane. They had that TV, and so I'd sneak up there, and I would. So Playboy channel was 44. So
how do you remember that?
It's 44. It's 20.
It should have been 69.
And so channel 45 was something like, it wasn't too exciting, like network or whatever it was back then.
I think that's exciting.
So you put it on 45, and then you turn the TV to channel 2, and it backs everything up one. So then all of a sudden, you kind of get channel 44. You know, it's blurry, but it's the Playboy channel, so you can definitely get the audio. That's why audio is so important. It would get the audio, but everything else was scrambled up, and sometimes you could make out a boob or whatever.
So the Playboy channel was around even back then?
In the 80s, for sure.
But they didn't do anything. They just showed their movies.
It was softcore. You know, you didn't show the parts or penetration or anything
Andy
like that.
says that house should be recognized as a national monument. I said y'all should make a plaque, right? And go to the house and be like, we just want to put this downstairs in the basement or wherever.
Just knock on their door and go, who is that? Oh, that's my cousin Andy. What? We have a
plaque. It's just, can we put it down?
Yeah, it's just going to go down there. And then in the yard, when you see historical places like Revolutionary War or whatever, and they've just got the plaque in the middle of the street to say this was the Battle of whatever.
And it can be
we're just going to plop one.
It can be like a pair of boobs or something.
Yeah, we'll just plop it on 10300 Carly Lane. It's if you know, and just say if you know.
And his mom is so sweet. Like when we were joking about it, and she's like, "Why?" And you're like, "Because it was a good time when he came." And she was like, "Oh dear." I cannot imagine having 3 teenage boys at one time. Do you know what I mean? Yep. When they hit high school, it's and I'm sure some of you know exactly what I'm talking about, but within 2 years each of each other.
Yeah, with 3 years, well, me and my brother that's immediately younger than me, we're 20 months apart in age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Black Driver Sign, my wish for you is joy, Robin. You don't need the BS. 100%. Yep. That's why it's there's no I think that it's cool that you finally don't let someone treat you like that. You guys are young. I literally went to an XX movie at the drive-in on Christmas Day back in the 70s. Let me tell you something. My mom said there was a place.
On Christmas Day, too.
My mom said there used to be a place in Austin called the Rebel Drive-In, and it was an adult drive-in movie theater. And I guess when my dad and her were dating, they went to it. And my mom is pretty prudish, and she was definitely prudish then. She said it came on the big screen, and she didn't even know what she was looking at. It was just a whole bunch of skin. And she was said she covered her eyes.
Oh, my God.
She might be playing it up a little bit.
She had 3 kids, man.
I don't know. It was so funny. Sneaking a can of Copenhagen out of my cousin's truck. Oh, the smoking and chewing is always a good thing to get from relatives until you figure out it's nasty, right?
Yeah, I remember I never understood how baseball players chew. So I'd be in Little League or playing in like the Pony League or whatever, and I'd put a dip in, and I'd like go out to right field, and I would just be all lightheaded, be like, I hope they don't hit it here. I just hope they don't hit the ball out
Back
here.
in, you didn't need to be legal age to go buy cigs or booze for your parents. Just told the store the clerk it was for your folks. I heard that.
Yeah.
And they would take your word for it.
Remember I was telling you the other night about making fake IDs?
Yes.
So Mandi, again, we have that, again, the 10-year difference. So
Mine were, by the time I came along, they printed them on the computer card. Go
Yes.
ahead.
So in the 80s, y'all remember making fake IDs? What we used to do is before they came out, it was probably like 1989 or so. And then all the convenience stores would have those books and that showed what every license looked like, but nobody knew. And better yet, nobody cared. We used to get the big, piece of bulletin board stuff that you do for projects, and we'd get like 1-inch letters and stuff, and we'd make like North Dakota, and then we'd do everything, name and all that, and wait, and we'd literally hold it next to us, and then we'd take a picture, and then we'd cut it so all you saw was the board and the face, and it looked perfect, and we'd laminate it. And most of my high school years that worked fine. And then it was in
there was no.
In Georgia, like in 1982.
Kay said she was a pro at it.
Who said that?
Kay said.
Yeah, right. So it was like, where are you from? North Dakota.
Really? Back in the day, you got your ID, your state ID from the state liquor store. They don't do that anymore.
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
See, in the state of Georgia in like 1982, the drinking age was 18. So I remember my friend. That was my age. His brother was a couple years older than us, so he was 18. And then every year, then the next year they improved it. They went up to 19, then 20, then 21. They did it every year for like 4 years. So if you were 18, you were grandfathered in. But if you were 17, you got fucked because then they'd move it up a year.
Oh, I see.
And so my friend's brother could always buy beer.
Wow.
Even when he was as soon as he turned 18.
But even with it. Back then, hey, Khaki, they weren't even really picky, were they?
Mm-mm.
A lot of store people would sell it to you even.
They didn't give a shit. It was all about
that's what I
money.
thought.
Making money. Alcohol's a big sale. And then the country really started to federally.
Oh, wow.
You didn't have to, it wasn't a federal law that the drinking age was 21. But what the government said is you could leave your drinking age 18 or 19. But you weren't going to get federal funding for your roads if you did that.
Oh, I see.
So that was the pressure. So they were going to help maintain the highways and the roadways if you had 21, and that's really how that happened.
That's interesting. Angel Eyes is so sweet.
Yeah.
We have people that are really kind to each other in here. So
I keep thinking it's Saturday night. It's only Friday night.
It is only Friday
night.
Hey, do you want to, because I was going to ask you, might as well ask you here. If I set up StreamYards and do a review, you want to review Dr. Phil tomorrow?
Well, I mean, it would have to be in the afternoon.
Oh, well, no, don't worry about the time slot. Just, would you
I would do it.
People
Sure.
would like to see it.
Here's the thing that I've said to Mandi. I have considered, I learned a long time ago that none of us are going to get rich during YouTube, right? And, but I thought many times that maybe if I started a channel and talked about whatever I talked about, do you guys understand that I've been on this like 6 or 7 years with all y'all? I don't, other than press live and getting stuff ready, I don't know how to split screen. I don't know how to load videos up and review them. I don't know how to do any of that. None of it.
Do you hear
You guys hear the cockatiels? That's our cockatiels.
Yeah, they're covered. Anybody know why they do that? Someone will know. Isn't that weird?
But they're all covered up.
They're covered up. They do it in the morning, too.
There goes. Go get him. Go get him.
No, he'll go check on him. But someone in here might know. Yeah, they never make noise at night, so it's really weird.
But that's how they start their days out, too. We're probably keeping them awake.
They think we're out or whatever. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that cool? It's weird. They're like, let me go see. Hold on, guys. They're covered. But wasn't that funny?
Normally, when you cover them, they're done and when I get up for work in the morning and I get up about 7:30 or so, when I go out and I sit down out here and I, get ready, they'll start that. But I think it's just because
I think the heater they're warm enough now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, it wasn't hot or anything, but it just, the heater was like.
We have a freaking zoo in here.
Is that better, babies?
22 chickens, 2 cockatiels, 3 cats, and a dog.
I bet that. When we go to Karen's for the end of the world, we're taking them all with us.
You know that, Karen, when Armageddon happens and we trek it across the country to see you, we're going to have to bring a pretty big RV. But as I was saying, I have no idea how to do that stuff. So Mandi would have to help me.
I just mean, are you willing to?
Oh, yeah, I'll do it.
I've had a few people ask, and I said, I'll ask him. Yeah, I've heard that about Dr. Phil. If they do, what will probably happen is we'll be able to get through the stream, and then it'll be blocked on copyright grounds. But we can also do it, like if I record it and put music behind it, I think someone will tell me how to do it. And like we were saying earlier, this one I don't know. This would have to be probably more. Would you, if we could get a hold of the Avita stream, would you?
Oh, I would definitely review that.
You would? Okay.
If someone just reach out to What's Her Face and have her send it.
Have the beast get off the toilet and go.
Say we'll give her half the AdSense.
She keeps all that shit on private.
Oh yeah.
And then she had you on the brain today, Sean.
Yeah, today was my day.
Al triggered her. Love that for you, beast.
Yep.
When the baby bird was
didn't Owl tell her?
Oh, see?
Didn't Owl tell her to shut her whore mouth?
Oh shit! Did we
guys
talk
remember
about that? This was. It's been about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago now. This is fucking hilarious. I don't even know what the skirmish started over, but Al posted this thing, getting the beast straight, right? And in the last line said, "So shut your whore mouth."
She just said it like that. Like she was like, "So you shut your whore mouth."
Or slut mouth or something. I think
it was whore mouth. Yeah. I mean, she gets mad. I mean, the thing about that Owl is you can get her mad.
Yes.
And when she gets mad, she's a little bit like Yaba. The filth that comes out for a few minutes is pretty bad.
Yeah, you're right. I used to do that in real time. Yes, Chicklets, you may ask us a question.
I think
it might be something it might be something juicy. Chances are it's something that I'm going to be able to answer.
Throw it at us.
But yeah, April the 16th is the anniversary of Avita.
Yep.
So if we can get a hold of it by April, we'll do it earlier, but if we can get a hold of it on the different, they want to hear your thoughts on Dr. Phil. Okay, it's okay. You can ask a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, Khaki and Owl are, and I'm not saying that trust me, we've been all over the map. But Khaki is I don't know there's no middle of the ground there.
Yeah, who was it other one?
When you piss Khaki off, man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us do that, and it's fun to watch. If you're not in the crossfire, it's fun to listen to somebody go off. And what was that other person, that German lady?
Yeah.
German lady she came into the community as a little soft-spoken, and then I don't know, she was just flaming
That's
people.
Your birthday. Yeah, there's a few people that can drag like no other. German lady is one of them. Who was the other one I heard the other day, and I was like, oh, Janie Bobaney.
Oh, Janie
Drugged
Bobaney.
The shit out of Randy. And Wendy. It was pretty epic.
The last time that I had listened to Janie was several years ago, and I went into her stream, and I told Optoblast, her husband, to pull the router, and she flamed me. She flamed me right there on the spot, and I just left. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
So, because we've been in recent back and forth with Randy and Wendy,
they were making shitty comments about Janie, and Janie went on and said,
Janie.
Oh, okay.
She had a whole diatribe, and it was pretty... She kept up that energy for about an hour, and I was fairly impressed with it.
And she apologized, and that's whatever, but I'm like, you really didn't... You kind of just told her how it was. You didn't really do anything that I would consider low. You didn't call her a garbage human like Wendy calls everybody else. She likes to call people garbage humans while she's pretending to be the obnoxious librarian. She'll say, that's a garbage person.
Who says that?
Wendy says that. They're a garbage human being. What the hell? What kind of look, I'm strong in my faith. I'm not quoting scripture or trying to be holier than thou.
Right.
But I'm also not going, let me quote some scripture, and you're a garbage piece of shit.
Yeah,
Here.
no, it's right.
Right? I mean,
that is what makes Wendy always relevant in the
Andy's-
community, is that she is a character. We talked about Angelo the other night and how he was just
Yes, Andy.
going on and on about misrepresenting himself, and then a couple people. He's caught the interest of one or two other people that would like to review his interview on Texas Girl that Texas Girl did of him. But then when you sit back, you start to realize he's just a character.
He's a character.
You can't
like
take
everyone
what
else.
he's saying serious.
That one happens to
You know?
hit close to home because it is being dishonest about the military,
Right.
but it could be anything else.
Right.
That just happens to chap our hide. That specifically.
Yeah, and that's really what it was. And here's the thing is like Wendy,
Andy.
Wendy, Angelo, a couple other people that really want you to believe them. They really want you to take them seriously while they're spewing out. I mean, like, this is a platform for them. For Wendy, it is too. She comes up here and she talks sanctimoniously. It's very, very important that you believe her.
Yeah.
It's very, very important that what comes out of her mouth is gospel. And that's the same for Angelo.
Mm-hmm. Chicklets, what's your question? Go ahead.
He was very, when you listen to him, he's blatantly not telling the truth. But then as he goes on and on and on, as long as Texas Girl let him keep talking, his freaking diatribe of BS just kept on going. It was fairly impressive. Very little of it was true.
Very little of it.
But
just the claims alone were, okay, so Andy was talking about doing a lie tally in like a typical stream of the beast, and he was like, you could even set an over under and make bets. That y'all are talking a different language. I don't know what that means.
I mean, yeah. Andy's got Vegas on his mind. We'll set up a.
My favorite is when she starts that his new wife called pizza on me. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? What she's trying to say is the original pizza that Diane long since admitted to, and it doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Long gone.
It's water under the bridge.
It had nothing to do with me, but she loves to say I called pizza on her, and people are like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You called pizza."
Like, if you get new people come into Randy and Wendy's chat, new people come into TT's chat. Angelo gets a new platform to talk. They can say they're like fantastical stories. Mm-hmm. They're
and then
fantastical.
Will come find the other channel and realize it's bullshit.
And then people slowly understand that what they're saying is bullshit, and they got to go and they got to find either different people have to come into their platform, or if you're like Angelo, he doesn't really have a platform that people listen to. He's got to find a new platform to go to and to get on there, and then he.
Speaking of today, when Princess Fortunate was in the other day and I said I had old screenshots, I went to go look at them to see what they were. There were some old screenshots that were Angelo's when he used to go by that doctorate.
Yeah.
Remember that one? He had like
He's
weird
had several
symbol or
of
whatever.
them. Yeah.
There was some pretty epic shit claimed on there too, but I'm like, so the pizza that she claims that it had extra anchovies on it. Originally, it was extra pepper. She claimed to kill her. Remember, it was a tool of. She wanted it charged as attempted murder. Because of her right.
She doesn't have anaphylaxis, guys. Because I get asked that all the time. Can I ask you a question? Is she really allergic to black pepper? Not any more than I'm like allergic to almonds or whatever.
Right.
You just don't. You
Comes
don't
up
eat
on
them.
a scratch test.
Yeah, and it makes your throat itchy or whatever. You don't need a fucking EpiPen. Never did.
Yep. Today it was back to black pepper. And I'm telling you, I can go into a CVS today and say that I need an EpiPen because have a nut allergy, and they will give it to me. They will sell it to me. You do not, I've asked because long ago when we were trying to debunk it, I asked and CVS said, no, we're going to take your word for it because it's, what is it, epinephrine?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Like a big dose of epinephrine?
It's an anti-anaphylaxis.
So she said today it was back to black pepper. Yeah. So today we're back to black pepper. And then she said I had been sending you nudes for years.
That you had been?
And that you were thinking
you were
thinking of me while you were having sex with the convenience store people. Again, if it was true, not an insult.
It wouldn't be an insult.
Not an insult to me.
she takes the double standard and she throws it at me, but I fucking wish ATX had been sending me nudes all these years. I'd have been like, I might have gotten smart a lot earlier.
She's such a stupid, silly skank.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't like. It's, people watch it and they don't even get mad anymore. They just kind of laugh at her about it. And then I'm telling you, Laura's Hope, no offense. Hey, just want to say thank you for so glad others see right through his delusions of grandeur. No problem, Umbrella.
Thank you, Umbrella. And I will tell you this, and it may not come to fruition, but
Did you like that khaki?
there's a couple of people, one person that we know pretty well, but there's a couple of people that were like, if in fact he claimed this stuff, we want to further, not for anything like other than dragging for filth, right? It's not like we're gonna find out and charge him. It's we're in a drama community, but Umbrella, there is one or two people, one with a pretty significant platform that wants to perhaps elaborate on it, especially they want to use their platform and talk about it as well. So me and Mandi and you, Umbrella, are not the only people. There's a lot of people that understand that, and really once you settle down, you just realize he's a character. He's just a character. He's just another drama character. I mean, when he goes after Tam versus Angelo, it's two characters that brains work however, that they go at it back and forth. It's nothing that any legal court would take serious at all.
Yeah, and Tam, trust me, is a piece of work.
Yeah.
No love lost. She is disgusting, but she's not going to be held responsible for the bullshit she says. I don't know, Chicklets, try wording it a different way. And it said she was reacting to Cinnamon Coast. Yeah, if I'd send nudes from way back, it would have been monumental. And why would she allow her husband to stay in a house where he slept on the couch and looked at pictures of nudes of other women? You've seen how crazy that is. You think for a second that she would sit there and let that go on? She would come up to the convenience store ready to beat ass if he was even talking to anybody.
I told Mandi when we were in the car tonight, I said, I have
I agree, Umbrella.
a picture of me at work like 2 days before Evita, and I'm gonna dig it out because I think it's here. And because when you re-back up your iPhone, pictures that you deleted from years ago come back. Mm-hmm. They're there, and there's one that I took like I was working at the convenience store in Jacksonville, and I took it, and it was literally like 2 nights before it happened.
I bet you were looking
very.
Well, that's
and
when
I
she snuck
so
off. She snuck off
man.
to be with whoever that
person was. That's when she left, and she got shot down in Wilmington and stuff like that.
She said Sean subscribed to her OnlyFans because he wants her back. Plus, he gives her nudes out. The bitch gives her own nudes out. They're all over Google. She thinks
I don't have to give her.
But I mean, like, she thinks that all the shit she posted on OnlyFans is like encrypted or something. You're like, again, you stupid, silly skank. People get those things. They don't even have to pay for it. They've got bots that go in and take pictures off of sites and put them on these different sites. Nobody has to do it. Your grainy, nasty pictures were posted by robots or other nasty people that you sent them out to. That's it. You got betrayed by some weirdo, probably the one that paid you to piss your pants while camping. They probably betrayed you and sent it out, and that's where they all are, because they're not pictures anybody wants to look at. Okay.
I'll find that.
Oh, I don't understand why the lady was on Dr. Phil. Can we get a short history lesson? Did she go crazy like suddenly would have to? Are you talking about
probably
one win?
Yeah.
We'll answer that. Just hold on a second. Angela did a whole stream where he pretended to buy a creator's vehicle and it was that was an impound. Now he says he's suing Bombshell. Not a good look. Yeah, he's not suing anybody.
He's not suing anybody, man.
What is he going to sue him with?
And here's the thing. It might be exciting to say stuff like that if half the fucking community hadn't already been in court and know how court works.
Yeah, there you go. They're talking about T. Oh, well, you know that. So she's asking about, she said, I don't understand why TT was on Dr. Phil. Because you can say, but she was she was submitted by a viewer, and a producer for Dr. Phil watched her fuck shit and Messenger in a live stream, and then it turned into my internet addicted wife.
Yeah.
Is that was,
You can look at the trailer by just typing in Dr. Phil, my internet addicted wife, and it'll come up. There's a bunch of trailers.
but what was the reason she decided to go on it for her start?
She thought it was going to be her big break.
But it wasn't because she wanted help for her internet.
Oh, no,
addiction.
not
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
Matter of fact, when I was trying to talk her out of it, she got mad at me and was like, "You're always trying to step on my big break. This is my big break. I get to go to Hollywood and tell my story." And it was,
Yep, Mom Ricky, her pics and vids are on dozens of sites that specialize in OF materials. And we saw her nudes when Takedown Man was sent them. You know what? And that's the most interesting thing is that now that Sean doesn't have boobs in his face and has looked at the whole story, he now realizes that what he was about to find out on that panel was that she had sent that picture to Takedown Man to prove that she was not a man.
yeah, and it makes perfect sense now.
I was like, when we first got together, it was like when he looked at the whole situation, he was like, she sent that picture.
I was like, I'm going to hit that.
Stop. She was like, look, that's shown the picture you're talking about, because if not, they're going to think that wasn't a bad picture.
Hold on, here it is. Hold on. I'm talking about the last picture that I ever.
What he's looking at is my profile picture when he and I crossed over. And when we crossed over and he was looking at the picture, he was like, I'm going to hit that, meaning.
Look.
What is that?
I got bit by ants.
When you were picking up dog poop? Damn, how many wedding rings did she put on your fingers? Go back the other way. The other way. Go back. Holy shit, she stuck 2 bands on that motherfucker.
You know what's fucked up is I can't, you know what, it's gone.
What's gone? She stole it. She stole the picture.
She stole my pictures.
She stole the picture. That's all there is to it. Quit hacking Sean's phone.
Stop hacking my shit.
Anyone would have taken that Dr. Phil appearance and done something with it. Exactly. She should have hundreds of thousands of subs after that. It's really unfortunate that she didn't do anything with it. Okay, and Chickless right. Chickless says she just doesn't understand an intelligent person like you being in that relationship.
Yeah,
what say you?
I appreciate that. I don't understand it anymore. I say often.
Hey, lady.
That when you sit back and you figure 2009 to 2019, right? So that was 9.5 years, and like 7 of them married or whatever. And the things that I'm doing now in my professional life, I should have been doing 10 years ago. But I was, all of that was kind of in arrest because, everything was so volatile all the time. You never knew when something was going to happen. You guys know from watching day to day. So I don't know why either. Mandi says that I was a nice guy and I stuck by my word and I'm a man of my word. So that, I hung around as long as I could. And I mean, she says, I kicked him out. That's what she says. Maybe so. And I left. Only this time I was just strong enough not to go back. Just strong enough not to go back. And there was a lot of things, a lot of entities that helped with that. The police were, every time the police would check on me, they'd be like, don't go back, bro. Don't go back there. My work, everybody. And then finally, I meet this fantastical person and, I fell and it was like, she's like, why don't you come here, come to Texas and just see, let's kick it here. And, I think the biggest thing is when someone that disrespects you and beats you down for so long, you start to believe it. It's like any kind of abusive relationship or toxic relationship. If you are growing up in an environment with your mother and father or whoever's raising you and is supposed to love you is always beating you down and treating you bad and stomping on everything, you start to believe it. And then you get to a point, even when you get stronger in your life, you're like, I just don't get to be happy. Like when you see happy people, I just don't get that. I don't get to have that. That's just not what was in the cards for me. And then I left and didn't go back. And I wasn't ever even in a point where I was thinking about going back when all these other things started coming into my life, like my family saying, we're here, and my old friends, we're here. This woman right here is like, I'm here, and they start treating you with the respect that you deserve. So now when I look back on it, I cannot believe it. It's like 10 years of my life gone. But I will say, when you find the one that you're supposed to be with and you're in love and you're giving and receiving love and respect, and you know that everything that just happened in your life is to get you to be where you're supposed to be and for me to meet her and fall in love with her and marry her, you can forgive everything in your past. Not just that person, but everything else. It's like, I wasted my time with this, or I wasted this time in the army, or I wasted this, or I wasted that. It was all to get you to here. It was all to get you to, June 2nd,
With 21 chickens, 3 cats,
22
a dog,
chickens,
22 chickens.
So, I mean, that's the only way I can answer the question. I don't look back in anger. I used to look back and wonder, but I don't anymore. It's like, I wondered why I put up with that when I didn't have to, but I don't anymore.
Yeah.
I don't anymore. Not even close.
Let's see. That was very well said. You need to write my talking points. You've done this professionally. No, I'm just kidding. But it's true. I mean, I feel that way too. Everything that's ever happened, it's to get you to this point right here. You know what I mean? Like, he's like my best friend and my lover.
And the thing is like when people in our community go after Mandi and they're like, you wrecked his home, you stepped in, you interfered with those two and all that. I was like, you don't think I'm better off than I used to be? Is that besides the point? It's like, so if I was, in jail, or if I had, left that situation and was a worse version of myself. But these are just salty hoes that are they don't like Mandi, and they're trying to cause drama. So they sound ridiculous. You were a home wrecker. No, I wrecked a home. I went to Texas. Mandi will say, no, you didn't wreck the home. The home was already wrecked. But she didn't come to North Carolina to shack up with me, or to Georgia. I went to Texas.
I wouldn't go with it.
No, and that's what's so ridiculous is that there's still people out like, well, she's this and she's that. Aww. Oh, well.
That's awesome, Kimberly.
If you think I'm a better version of what I was then who the fuck cares who wrecked what home?
And one of the main points that a lot of people make, and that Sean will agree with this, when he says, okay, well, at the very least, y'all were terrible together. And he's like, abso-fucking-lutely. Mm-hmm. He'll admit to that. He'll say, we were horrible together. He doesn't take any he takes responsibility for the fact that, he kept going back and they were just not good together and they should have been long since been apart.
Right.
But not for the fact that we fell in love. That's right. That's not.
It's a totally separate thing. Yeah. But I will tell you that psychologically, I'm not bitter. Like you hear people that talk about how bitter about their life is all fucked up because of what someone else did, or their life, was derailed, or or whatever because of something else. And then the further away, it's like, well, when did this happen? It's like, well, I left that situation 5 years ago. After a while, people are like, okay, well, 5 years is enough fucking time, to do whatever. But in my case, it's like, it's whatever. I'm grateful for everyone that came and reached out. Grateful is one of many, many things that I feel for Mandi, is grateful. Besides all the other stuff.
I'm trying to, the Black Dragonfly, I can't imagine you were loyal and supportive to a fault, but you figured it out. Mama Ricky said, tried to escape, Sean. I guess when you were saying that you, yeah, and a lot of people said that was, it sounds weird to say I tried to escape.
I think that a lot of people fail to give credence to internet, and the internet thing. We seen, and I'm not trying to start any problems with this, but you remember when Emma and Hatman and all that, they're messing with us a little bit. We messed back, and I made a video and said that Hatman was, cheating on her, and that, it's a fake. They never been together, and this and that. And now apparently there's been some stuff that's come up to maybe to the fact that he did cheat on her and that he is out there. I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy that, but what I'm saying is that sometimes the internet is so full of delusion and with Angelo with his story and Wendy with his story and this and that. And this was another kind of a relationship that I kind of tore apart. And I only did it simply because we were in drama with them. But it doesn't mean that it was okay that he did do that. or it doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if he's out there messing around behind Emma.
Well, you don't wish that on anyone.
I don't wish that. I don't wish that like, that's not like a gotcha moment, like I told you so. It's drama.
Yeah.
That was drama, you know.
And that borders like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to read a couple of things. Sean, I give you props. I give the same to Mandy. Mandy had to go through other stuff herself. When people say Mandy wrecked her home, Evita kicked you out. I'm trying, Kimberly down under.
Have a good night, Mama Ricky.
Have a good night. I'm going to make sure, Sean, you've written a lot of good stuff. I'm going to make sure that he sees it. 32 years. Khaki said something very, very interesting. And then I'm going to read Andy's. She said she's literally washed the feet of the woman I was traded in for. Life goes on.
Wow. Yeah.
That's both like,
and that's the
literally
thing.
and figuratively, both of them is like,
and that's the thing. You can come up here and we can say whatever we want to, but our lives, once we turn the cameras off, are real. They're real things. I mean, what people would see on the internet as far as me with somebody else, you only saw what was here.
yeah.
You know, you didn't see what was happening off the screen. And now my life with Mandy is kind of the same. We share a part of our life with y'all, but y'all don't know, you know, what our life is like off camera. You know, it's not like we're hiding it, but it's just like Wendy when she was on her thing saying with Karen, and Karen is like, you know, you're a bitch or whatever. She goes, you don't know me. That's right. We fucking don't. We only know what the sanctimonious shit that you put on here. So
that's all we know.
That's all we know.
And Karen can't stand you. And Karen can't stand the best. Well, I was gonna Andy's. Oh yeah, she tried to escape, but she couldn't because she didn't have any money. Right? Wait a minute. I thought she had all the money, and Sean globbed off of her. Which is it? Yeah, it's forever changing, which is what makes it so fucking funny. Like that makes it so funny when you just. Like when karma just slaps someone in the face and to the point that you can't even like, you're just like, okay.
I mean, like if I was a YouTuber or fancied myself a YouTuber, and I was in a relationship that went bad, and then the person that I was with came on YouTube and built a better channel in like 1 month, and then turned around and found the love of her life, and they had a couples channel that was better than her channel in 1 month. And then both of them had separate channels that were, you know, after a while I'd be like, well, maybe I shouldn't talk shit about them on this platform because their channel is
yeah, or take it,
you know, or just take it somewhere else, or just maybe just not talk about them anymore.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be so much fun. But as far as the, you know, there's so, like we've talked about rogue mods before and how bad they suck. And, you know, like if you wanted someone to like plead on your behalf, or you wanted someone to say, hey, I have a message for whoever's doing it or whatever, then you probably shouldn't fucking keep lying about your ex-husband's behavior with you if you wanted someone to plead on your behalf.
Do you think that maybe if someone is reaching out to Mandy about helping them with a rogue mod, that maybe she knows about rogue mods a little bit?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, just saying.
Throw a bone if you want someone to help you out and helping with the madness. Hold on. We're
looking, Presley.
It might be a text. I don't know. Hold on.
It might be over here I might be able to see.
I'm trying to. Thank you, Presley. I'm gonna see if chicken worms. Thank you for the PayPal, Presley.
Nice.
Chicken worms. And we're gonna go get them grubs.
Yep.
Thank you though, for real. And all of you that you come in, like Dragonfly just said that we were, you know, have been love bombarded tonight. I love that. We don't take it for granted. We love it. And if people, you know, a lot of people like to throw around terms like hug box and whatever. We don't need people to kiss our ass. We like that people are honest with us, and we've taken it both directions. You know what I mean?
I was talking to a couple people, like not talking, you know, but you know, when you DM, they're like, are you and Mandy going to do more content? And I'm like, I don't know. And they says, well, you're gaining subs and you're gaining views. And Mandy and I have always kind of like, we're kind of the opposite of what other YouTubers do. Like they try to build their channel, and when they start getting a lot of recognition, they do more, you know, when their channel grows, they try to do more and do more. We're kind of like, we start to live stream a little bit more, and then we start to, you know, kind of get back in the groove, and it's like, okay, we're relevant, and then we'll step away for a while.
Yeah.
You know, and
don't make Sean feel relevant.
Yeah, don't make me feel relevant now because then I'll go find something else to do.
No, but
It's-
we always say that we're going to do like, there's something in the works that we're going to take the channel to the next level and the chicken channel because like a bunch of you stitching us told, a lot of people told us, people love to watch that shit. Like
Yeah.
when Ellie plays with the chickens and stuff like that, it's heartwarming. It's better than, you know, drama. But this fucking stuff is hilarious. If you're going to sit on the toilet and talk about your ex-husband and shit, that's
But
fucking classic.
And we're guilty of like, I think a lot of people start YouTubing and they're like, this is easy.
Yeah.
And they sit down there and they talk and then they get in an online fight with somebody and then they start finding out stuff about people and they're talking to a screen and they're like, this is easy, I can do this. This is really kind of the lazy YouTubing. I mean, the YouTubing where the people that gather videos and snip videos, you know, like to do with the chickens and stuff like that. We could do that. It's like we just haven't been. We've been a little lazy when it comes to that because this is easy to do.
Real lazy.
Yeah.
Kimberly's like, you guys have grown on me. I watch when I can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. We appreciate that.
Yeah, we really do. Have y'all reached out to local food pantries with? You know what? Yeah, we have. But recently, we have found a slew of people that are more than some people that you wouldn't think would take them because they'd be like, "Oh no," but they're like, "Yeah, I'll take fresh eggs."
Everybody eats eggs.
Yeah.
There's very few people that don't, and the people that eat fresh eggs, once they. You know, like we give them some eggs and they're like, oh my God, those eggs were so good. You can't beat fresh eggs.
No.
They're nothing like store-bought eggs. They're so much better. So we have like a little fan list for our eggs. We don't ask for anything for them.
No.
We just give them away.
The one thing I was thinking though, which you wouldn't be able to really use fresh eggs for is to make deviled eggs because it's mainly yolk and not a whole lot of white.
Yeah,
when
it
you
is a lot of
boil
yolk.
it, you wouldn't be able to make deviled eggs, I don't think. Oh, Freya's being naughty. She wants to play roughly. Yes, Freya has had an owie.
Yay,
prayers
stitching.
for Freya. She's gonna get. I was kicked. Why were you kicked out? Just tell me it was a glitch. No one. And there's nobody here that would kick you out. You can give into tax write. Listen to Khaki giving advice about taking it to the Salvation Army. I think Khaki, on top of being a troll, is a very good person.
I think so.
That is.
I think a lot of people,
We're not what we do online.
especially people that come and watch us, I think that they come in here to get the fuck shit out of their system, and I think they're pretty good people offline.
Yeah, I think
Most
so too.
people.
I've thought about doing more unboxing videos when I'm more stable. I had filming my first one with. Yeah, you know what? I like looking at the pictures of your hissers and what they eat.
I remember if you don't know what you're like, when you do a short.
Making sure I didn't
And
miss
you're not
anybody.
ready for the hissers, and you just click the short, and then they're just hissing. It's like, whoa.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Angel Eye says she hasn't changed since she left Sean, so it's not Sean that's holding her back.
Thank you.
Amen.
Where is that? Just
right here.
Just pin
Okay.
that. That's kind of.
That is. All of you are saying amazing things. That is it in a nutshell.
That is probably it, and that's what we say, or we try to say, because coming from us, it's not the effect, because of course we're going to say that, but when 5 years ago, when Mandi and I got together. And then we did the channel. We started to have our adversaries, and all these adversaries. And another thing, when I'm done with this point, it's just I just say, look how we're living. Look how we live. Look at what we do. Look at, and it's not about how much money we make or it's just like
we have a triple wide.
We have a triple wide, a real nice one. Just look. And after 5 years, I think people are starting to see it. But the other thing is when people that don't like us, and I'm not gonna. You guys know. Think of the content creators that kind of aligned with TT for a while to stick it to us. And they really, really thought that if they give her their attention and they give her a platform and they give her some props, every single one of those motherfuckers is when I give up. I can't. I've always said to y'all, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if the freaking governor of North Carolina started, supporting her. After a while, they'd be like, fuck this. Yeah. Think of one that's still over there. Think of the last year. And all the content creators that came for Mandi and I, and would start talking, and kind of gassing TT up, and they've all been like, "Shut your whore mouth." After a while, I mean, after a while, they just throw their hands up, but they can't. You don't have to worry about it.
Hold on, I got more shot of morphine at this. My pinch nerve. I tell you, it's helping. He's good. I've been miserable for 3 weeks, and I'm so glad it wears off so fast, but I'm glad that it's helping you. You know what? You're exactly right, Andy. It says that's what you need to do. After you review her video, do a review of who's done what since the divorce.
Yeah.
Put it out there in black and white. If I were to spend some time doing it and summarizing videos from both sides, you've got a good point.
Yeah.
It was like, who has progressed and who, but it's like, who cares? I mean, I'm not saying that to be, but it's like, all of you see that she's.
That's right. They all do. And what I think with Mandi and I, we're OGs, so and we're not scared to like stick up for our friends. Don't give a fuck who they are. Paula gets dinner fuck shit, and we're gonna have her back. Clara, DC Media girl,
Robin.
she gets dinner fuck shit pretty bad, with whoever. We got her back. She's our friend.
Yeah.
We don't turn our backs on our friend. We had people we thought were our friends and thought would give us more support when Sam were coming after us. And they didn't. And that's okay. It's okay. But, we're going to support them. But I think that, that's where we're a little bit of a thorn in the drama communities because we're not scared to talk about people. It's just fuck shit. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
And they're not scared to talk about us. So it's kind of like one of those things. One of the dumbest thing you'll hear someone in the drama community say is, just stop talking about me and I'll stop talking about you. Well, respectfully, nobody wants anybody to stop talking. I mean,
they don't.
Right. I mean, God bless America if that beast had moved on and found someone and made his life hell or whatever forever. But it's like we've said, it's just an internet beef. He's been divorced from her. We're married. Yeah. We have you guys. She can say whatever, but it's not real life anymore.
Right. And when people want to say, oh, and they want to make Mandi mad, so they say, oh, this and that, with TT and this and that. It's like you get used to that too. And after a while, it's like you're wrong. But the bottom line is just let them say whatever they want to say. Eventually, it'll just come to be.
Yeah.
Eventually, they'll be proven. It's not even like being proven wrong. It's like, oh, you want to take a shot at us, and you want to pit yourself in a line with somebody else because you're mad at us. We'll just check with you in a few weeks and see how that worked out for you.
Depending who you decide to put your egg, which basket, no pun intended, you put your egg.
And there's two people now. It used to be like TT. Let's see how, and now it's Sam. Now Sam is leaking subs and attention, and she's just not the same person. And people are like, well, we're going to go over there and we're going to we'll check with you in a couple months and see how that worked out for you.
Khaki wants to see the full Dallas shirt.
Okay.
The full.
I'm gonna stand up
with his little angle.
Yep,
It's better.
All right. There we go.
He's got his PJs on.
I got my PJs on. Can you see it?
No, come over. Stand up right here.
Okay. You got to tell me.
Okay. All you have to do is do like a lunge, and then hold your. You're like, I can't do that.
Mavericks.
Just slowly sit
Dallas.
down. There you go.
There it goes.
I like the colors. I like the sweatshirts and stuff. I like the colors. They look good on you. Okay?
Khaki's like, what the hell is that? I thought you said you wanted to see it.
Is he talking about this? This is that
right there is like, if you look in it, it's a horse.
Okay.
Like that is like the horse mane. It's like the horse's head.
Yeah, you better come and see us when you're feeling better, Presley. We would freaking love that. Presley, I don't know if you were in here earlier. You might have been, but I was talking about today at the restaurant when we were waiting for our table. I met someone who was an office manager. I guess Jim was their name. One of the leads of Alabama, the heavyset one. The band Alabama.
The band Alabama,
and she worked for him for years and years and years. And I thought you would think that was really cool. Yeah, I'm glad you're having another MRI. Hopefully they can figure out what to do to get that nerve,
I'm trying to find a picture for Khaki of the, I will, hold on.
And I did, but who the hell are the Mavericks? It's a basketball team.
The Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic?
Good, Presley. Do you have any broody hens right now? We have one that just hatched 3 chicks. We do have broody. We have our silkies, which is unbelievable because they're little fluffy things, and they're the broody ones for the rest of the hens. But not broody like they'll peck at you. That's
the shirt logo. Now can you see the little horse head?
Us the blue gel. Okay, you talking about like when they give you an injection or whatever? I would love to have a hen that's so broody that it literally like comes for you. I would think that was so adorable.
Remember when we were getting tiny and there was one that was doing that?
Yeah, she was on everybody's eggs. It was at the place we got tiny, and they said this one is sitting on everybody's eggs.
She was
and
sitting,
it was like
she was
30 eggs or something.
sitting on 20 and 30 eggs, and
and they
and you couldn't see her at first. It was like a little like part of the barn, and we're like, where is she?
I want one of those, Melissa. Good to see you.
And it'd be like, where is she? Well, she's just keep walking, and then
come,
you'd come walking off, and she'd come flying around the corner, flapping her wings and everything.
Our local feed store just ordered me some Polish crested. Are those the ones with the crazy hair? The Polish ones?
Which one? Oh yeah, with the frizzy.
They're like that. They're so. I would love one of those. And a phoenix. I love the phoenix.
They're called frizzles.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
See, I'm in the same boat too. I don't follow much sports. Yeah, I never ever watched basketball before him. I watched baseball. That was a plus. When we were at the Crown Plaza watching baseball, he was like, I knew all the rules, and he was like, "You're not just playing." I was like, "I know the rules to baseball."
Like, yeah.
I was like, when they hit a foul ball, I was like, can't they foul it off as many times as on the third strike? They can just keep fouling it until they hit it.
So one time we were watching, and I'm just kind of not paying attention.
Motorsports.
And the guy pitches, and there's a balk in baseball, right? And so the guy pitches, and I'm like, she goes, Sean, and I look at her, and he goes, didn't he clearly make a move to home before he threw to first? Isn't that a balk? And I looked at her, and she goes, Sean, and I was like, that's about the most sexiest thing I've ever heard.
He was like, let's turn the lights out.
Let's turn the lights out.
Yeah, I do know about baseball. And I'm learning about basketball. It's just really boring. I'm sorry. It's boring. The rules are boring. Everything about it knows basketball. It's just all boring. It's all boring.
Well, this went downhill quickly.
African soft fur mice are the same. They'll adopt other soft fur mice species. To see if the nurse soft. That is so cool. See, I love that. We are probably going to go to Tractor Supply tomorrow and ask them to dig through their bantams and see if they have any silkies. Because, God, we just want a silky rooster.
And we just need more baby chickens like...
See, the cockatoos are happy.
We also have, should we tell them that we've got the incubator going because people want them?
Yeah, he's got a few people that are starting flocks, and they're definitely want them. So we're hatching some Brahmas.
Known. So we've got 16 eggs in the incubator.
Ooh.
We figure if we put in 16, we get about half, maybe 2/3. So if we put in 16, maybe we'll get 10.
Right.
So.
I'm sorry, I was distracted.
No, I'm just saying, if we put 16 eggs in there and we get like 2/3, that we might get 10 or 12.
Right.
If we got 16 in there.
Presley is half Cherokee Indian. I knew that, but I didn't. That's why she's a ringtail tutor. She's half Cherokee Indian.
What'd you call her, ringtail what?
Ringtail tutor. You've never heard that?
No.
It's a Southern, it's a Texas thing.
You've
never heard that? She's a
tutor?
ringtail tutor. It means
there's
something else, like a Spitfire.
I'm going to look up ringtail
We do,
tutor.
Chicklets, we have a camera in there. We just have to start being better about editing it.
Yep. She
y'all
said...
tell me, y'all know what a ringtail tutor is. He's looking it up. I can't believe you've never heard that. Ringtailed brooder.
Here, I got it. Ringtail tutor meeting. A ringtail tutor applies to someone or something outstanding in some way. Ringtail tutor, family of nocturnal stalker critters.
Yeah, but all that is basically it just means a little Spitfire.
Right, and that's what they said, that they were outstanding. I'm gonna look up.
Oh, good. She's heard of it. There you go. Yeah, post pictures, Presley. I would love to see those.
So we had one of our cameras that was outside that we used to keep in the driveway, but now when we started keeping both cars in the driveway, it was kind of blocking the car, and it was always setting it off because. So we took that camera off, and it was sitting on the kitchen table, right? For several days, it was just sitting there. And Mandi said it was catching me when I first would wake up in the morning, and I would walk, and I was, the first few minutes.
And you'd just be going back and forth trying to.
And she said it was the funniest thing. I'd be just walking back and forth and back.
You go to the door,
and I'd go get my socks, and I wasn't awake, so that's probably pretty funny.
It was very cute. Yeah, I'm gonna start designating time to editing, and then yeah, we'll see how that goes or whatever. But today it's raining.
Today it's very, very nasty.
Do you want to go night-night?
Maybe.
You don't want to get off yet?
Oh, we can get off.
Oh, Thank you.
I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
I know. Thank you, guys.
It is 11 o'clock
We
Eastern
might
Standard
do
Time.
a afternoon stream tomorrow. I had been knocking that around because we can catch our UK friends, and some people that time is better for them on
See,
Saturdays.
I got her in the mood. She says she wants to knock it around. Let's go.
We love you guys. Thank you,
Bye.
Presley. Thank you for the super
Thank
chats.
you, Critters.
Chiclet.
Thank you so much for the 2 super
and
chats.
all of y'all for just being here.
We will
Thank
make
you.
sure that we tell our chickens, because those super chats go to our birds, and we're gonna be like, to see this really, really groovy, exotic
Worms.
worms that we bought. This was Critters super chatted us. That's
Yeah.
why.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Peace.
We'll see you next time. Bye.